What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Tonight I'm going to be talking about a bit of a personal topic. This is a video I've been wanting to make for a while now, and it's one I want to dedicate to all the introverts out there, because as a fellow introvert, today I'm going to talk about my experience growing up and how I have been able to train myself to be more social and outgoing. If you're new here, my name is Johnny, and on this channel I share my self-improvement journey so that you can learn from my experience and level up your life. With that said, let's get started. As I'm sure many of you will be able to relate, growing up I was that quiet kid in school who kept to himself and got nervous whenever the teacher called him out to give an answer, or got scared to death whenever I had to stand up and give a presentation in front of the class. For some reason, these interactions never came natural to me. And for a long time, all the way I'd say up until teenage years and even spilled a little bit into college, I thought I was doomed because I saw my personality as a weakness in a world that, to be honest, rewards, or at least in my perception at that time, rewards extroverted personalities. It was so bad that I got to a point where I even felt like I was cursed, that no matter what I tried, I just was never going to be able to fit in with the rest of the world. Now, fast forward to today, if any of you were to meet me, you'd probably never guess that I'm an introvert. In fact, you'd probably consider me a very social and outgoing person. But the truth is, this version of me that exists today is the result of many years of me committing to improving myself on that particular aspect. Now, the turning point in my life came when I was in a personal counseling session, and it was brought to my attention that every time I spoke about myself or my personality, I would always mention it in a negative light. Essentially, I would always equate introversion with being shy and insecure. And I was called out on it, essentially, that I was reinforcing a limiting belief that I had about myself. And I don't know why, but it was something that now it seems obvious, but when at that moment, it's when it finally clicked, when I finally saw that right in front of me, wait, this is exactly what I've been doing my whole life. I've been telling myself that I was essentially using my personality as an excuse to be shy and insecure, when in reality, that's not true. And immediately it became clear that I had to completely destroy that association if I wanted to start getting better outcomes in my social life. And as soon as I had that realization, this was around my mid-20s, by the way, I immediately started to work on destroying this negative perception I had about myself. And that's when I started being more intentional about putting myself in situations that would force me to be what I wanted to be. I hated the fact that I was shy, so I would put myself in situations that would force me to speak up or force me to be the center of attention. For example, Toastmasters, doing YouTube, going out by myself, sitting at bars, striking conversations with strangers. And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't overnight. The change took a while. It was uncomfortable. It took a while to start overcoming that limitation, but eventually I started to notice that I was feeling more and more comfortable, because I decided to stop giving myself an out by using my personality as an excuse, and instead focus on reprogramming myself with a higher belief, a belief that served me instead. And it's really frustrating to see how now that I've managed to stand on the other side, so to speak, I can see how not only people themselves, but society tends to reinforce that stigma on people who are introverted. But in this channel, I preach accountability, and no matter what your externals are, it's up to you to make that decision to commit to a change. You have to take that first step. The same way you can convince yourself of one thing, you can convince yourself of another thing. I said a remixed version of this earlier, but there's this very famous quote that I really like, that I don't know whose original idea was it, but it states that you will never outgrow your limiting beliefs. Whatever you believe to be true about yourself that's essentially, that dictates your ceiling. That dictates how much room you have for growth. And if you want to grow further than that point, then you have to raise what you believe about yourself. For those of you who resonate with this story, I want to offer you a perspective that has helped me and that hopefully will help you whenever you start to notice signs of self-doubt creeping up. And I want you to tell yourself that you are introverted, except when you are with other people. I want you to say that instead of reinforcing the idea that you're shy. I really hope that makes sense. I wanted to share that story because the same way that someone had to put this right in front of my face for me to realize it was up to me to change it, hopefully I can pay it forward and do it for one of you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe. That really helps out the channel. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you want to share your thoughts about the situation. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.